Alright, here we go. Last video of the year, review sheet for the final exam, the one we were working on the other day. Question 1, the hypotenuse of a right triangle is 15 inches long. One leg is 11. What's the area? So I have a right triangle. One of the legs is 11 inches. Hypotenuse is 15 inches. In order to find the area, I need to find both the base and the height. I have the height is 11. So if this other leg is x, then x squared plus 11 squared equals 15 squared. I'm going to use Pythagorean's theorem to solve. And if I keep it as an exact value, the square root of 104 is 2 radical 26. They want me to find, they want me to make sure you remember that's inches, right? That's inches. They want me to find the area of the triangle. Area is equal to 1/2 base times height. So that's 1/2. The base is 2 radical 26. The height is 11. Half of 2 is 1, so those cancel. So 11 radical 26 square inches. So Pythagorean's theorem and area. Question 2. Parallelogram has sides of lengths 5 and 13. If the altitude to the shorter is 11, what's the altitude to the longer? So 5 and 13. I'm going to try to draw this as to scale as I can. Altitude is going to be, well, first of all, shorter side is 5, right? Between 5 and 13, 5 is the smaller number. So the altitude is going to be a segment perpendicular from one side to the other. And it is 11. The altitude to the shorter side is 11. Area of a parallelogram is base times height. If the base is 5 and the height is 11, then the area for this parallelogram is 55. Area is area is area. So if I want to find the height that goes from the two sides that equal 13, I can use base times height again. Area is base times height. We know the area is 55. If the base is 13, find the height. The height is going to be 55/13, especially if I want to leave it as an exact value. All right, number 3. In parallelogram ABCD, AD is 11 feet, DC is 17, the measure of angle A is 30. Find the area. It's important for this particular question that we draw it to scale. It'll really help us. So if this is A, this needs to be 30 degrees. I'm going to try to draw it as a parallelogram freehand here. A, B, C, D. I know that most of our problems, it really doesn't matter how you draw it, and you can usually come up with the right answer. For this one, though, you need that visual of the 30-degree angle, because what you're looking for is area, which is base times height. The area is base times height. If 11 is a base of the parallelogram, then this segment here would be a height of a parallelogram. The associated base and height. And by doing that, I've also created a 30, 60, 90. If DC is 17, AB is 17, opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. H is the short side, so it's going to be half as big. So area is going to be 11 times 17 halves. And remember, you were given units. Please be careful tomorrow. 187 half square feet. All right, number 4. The area of an isosceles right triangle is 16 square units. An isosceles right triangle is 45, 45, 90. So these two sides are equal. Area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. And I know that this area is 16. The base and the height are the same. So I end up with x squared equals 32, x equals 4 root 2. I want to find the hypotenuse in a 45, 45, 90. So that would be leg times root 2. So 4 radical 2 times radical 2 is 4 radical 4, which is 4 times 2, which is 8. Question 5. The vertices of a quadrilateral are given. What's the sum of the length of the diagonals? If there is a coordinate question on the final, I'll give you a small little graph. For this problem, we don't need to be extremely accurate. So here is 7, 9. I just need to figure out where my diagonals are. Here's 8, negative 4. Negative 5, negative 2. 0, 9. Okay, so if that's true, then this is my quadrilateral. So my diagonals for this quadrilateral hopefully with all this moving around you're not getting seasick. So here's my diagonals. There's one, there's the other, a little bit of oops. So now, I need to find the distance between negative 5, negative 2, and 7, 9, and also the distance between 0, 9, and 8, negative 5, and add those together. You will be given the distance formula on the test. Okay, so the distance of, let's do 0, 9, and 8, negative 4 first. So the square root of x minus x squared plus y minus y squared. 8 minus 0 is 8, squared is 64. Negative 4 minus 9 is negative 13, squared is positive 169. And I add those two together, and I get 233, square root of 233. So let's find the distance of the other diagonal. Square root of x minus x, so 7 minus a minus 5, quantity squared, plus y minus y quantity squared. 9 minus a minus 2 is plus a plus. Square root of 7 plus 5 is 12. Squared is 144. 9 plus 2 squared is 11 squared, which is 121. So that gives you 265. And then it says, what's the sum? So total distance. I cannot add these two radicals together. They are not the same. So the final answer is simply radical 233 plus radical 265. All right, questions 6 and 7. Questions 6 and 7, questions like these two will not be on the test. I will not do area on the coordinate plane. I will also not ask you to find medians. So do not worry about those. Don't study those at all. Don't look at them. Let's move on to number 8. In a circle, AB is a diameter. I have AC and BD chords. They intersect at E. If, this should say measure of arc. That will be confusing, I'm sure. If the measure of arc AD is 85 degrees and the measure of arc BC is 70 degrees, what is the measure of angle AEB? AEB. Okay, let's get a high quality circle. And then let's put in the diameter AB. AC is a chord. BD is a chord. Arc BC is 70. Arc AD is 85. Let's see, what do I have? There's two ways to find this. I want to find the measure of measure of angle AEB. There's two ways to find this. So let's do the quickest way. If AB is a diameter, then this arc here is a semicircle. And we know that 85 plus arc DC plus 70 is also a semicircle. So 85 plus 70 is 155. If I subtract that from 180, I get 25. Angle E, which is what they're asking me to find here, they want the measure of angle AEB. It's a chord angle. So I'm going to add the two intercepted arcs. And I'm going to divide by 2. So 25 plus 180 is 205. Divided by 2 is 102.5. Okay. I'm going to stop there. Go to the next one if you want any further questions. Good luck tomorrow.